NBA ratings are down. What is the NBA going to do about it? Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't heard news flash, the NBA ratings are plummeting. And this has been a topic this week. And I think it's pretty easy, pretty simple solution, pretty simple Q&A, pretty simple reasoning of what is going on here. It doesn't take much deducing to figure out exactly why. So we're going to talk about that in today's video with Dan Patrick. Now, you can't see him behind that loose leaf, but Dan Patrick is the backdrop. Let's get after it.
The Bucks win the cup. Now, the commissioner, Adam Silver, did meet with a small group of reporters talking about the sport moving forward. There was talk about the three-point line. He seems to be content where the game is. And he said, yes, ratings are down, but ratings for cable TV are down.
There you go.
Streaming numbers, I don't follow that, but I'm sure he's all over that and probably likes the impressions they're getting on social media. But it feels like this is like late night TV, because it used to be you stayed up and you watched Johnny Carson or Letterman, Leno. Now you just get a clip that you'll see the next morning. And that feels...
Yeah, late night is completely dead. Completely. And, I mean, YouTube and podcasts are the new late night TVs. But that's a different video for a different day. The NBA's problem is nothing to do with the three-point contest, nothing to do with, dunks, or nothing to do with the style of play or any of that. It's the same problem that regular season college basketball is having. It's the same problem baseball is having, where the games just don't mean anything. And once you see The Wizard of Oz, it's very difficult to pretend like you didn't, right? So back 20 years ago, not even, but 20 years ago, players played every night. Players wanted to win every game. Every game felt big. Now, whoever decided, well, actually, it's better for us in the long term if we don't play our starters on back-to-backs, if we hold our players out if they're potentially injured. Why play through an injury? We can navigate, the schedule, and then once the All-Star break hits, we can kind of really figure it out. We want to try and get into the playoffs at that point, push for it, and go from there. But, I mean, I've been a season ticket holder for the New Orleans Pelicans for 4 years now. And I'll tell you this, like, the way that the schedule is, when you have games on, like, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and 70% of those games, starters aren't playing, 70% of those games are completely meaningless. Who cares? There's no gravitas to the game. Why watch, right? If the players don't care to play, why should the audience care to watch? And the baseball and the NBA, the algorithm is simple. You have to make the games meaningful. Baseball is a little bit different because baseball also has like the regional broadcast blackouts. That's a big problem, but you have to make them mean something. And the All-Star game is a good example in the NBA. 10 years ago, the All-Star game was taken very seriously. 15 years ago, 20 years ago. Now, starters don't play. No one plays defense. It's 170 to 175 slam dunk contest. 15 years ago, the best players in the NBA are doing it. Now, we don't even really have NBA level players doing it. It's almost like G League players are winning the slam dunk contest. They have like slam dunk contest specialists. Three-point contest, same thing. So, like the NFL can put out Cooper Rush and Tommy DeVito or Drew Lock and get record ratings. People care because the games mean something. There's only so many of them. You got to win those games. Divisional game, a lot on the line, season on the line. The Pro Bowl, same sport, same players. Players don't care about the game. Game means nothing. 200,000 people don't watch the Pro Bowl. Okay, so it's not the sport. It's not the style of play. It's the fact that it doesn't mean anything.
Feels like that's what the NBA is becoming. It's just a viral clip that you'll see the next day. You might not stay up and watch the entire game or half of a game. I don't know how much you watched the Cup last night. And maybe the NBA is fine with that. Hey, it's just, look at this highlight here, a couple of highlights here. But Adam Silver seemed content.
Now, the thing with the NBA that is a little different than Major League Baseball is that once the playoffs come around, I would assume ratings will be pretty high. Once the finals come around, I would assume ratings are going to be pretty high. Even the last month, I would assume numbers on TNT and or wherever are going to be pretty high. You know, baseball's got bigger problems because those numbers aren't going to be that high. But that alone should tell you, like, it's not a game problem. If the NBA was struggling in the finals and the playoffs and games like that, then you know, like, okay, maybe the product is the problem. But and that's why people are talking about the threes. The threes have nothing to do with this. I think it was Rick Pitino came out and said, well, there needs to be hand checking. Brother, you think hand checking is going to bring back viewers? You think hand checking, that has nothing to do with the game. Like nothing, or it has everything to do with the game. It has nothing to do with the viewing. It has nothing to do with the ratings. People don't care about the physical nature of the game, or hand checking, or dunking, or layups versus 3-point shots or whatever. They don't care about that. They want to care. They want to watch the game because it means something. Bottom line, that's it. Give me a reason to watch. Watching a game and having the starters in sweatpants on the bench because they're taking a couple days off is not fun. Basketball has become a sport where if a player tweaks a hamstring, they are shut down for 6 weeks. That is nuts. Derek Carr fractured his hand in a game, and there was talk that he might play the next week. Like, it's different, right? Jose Alvarado tweaks his hamstring. The next day, they said he's shut down for 6 weeks. We'll see you in a couple months. See how we're doing. Zion gets a cramp or something. We're shutting him down indefinitely. We will reevaluate in a month. That is not good for the sport.
I guess that, I don't know if he'd use that word, but it sounded like that with his comments of where the game is and where the game is going. And they're still trying to figure out this All-Star game. And now, like Kevin Durant says, let's go back to East versus West. Well, you guys did that and you screwed it up.
The All-Star game is easy. What I would do is I would have a one-on-one tournament, because if there's one thing players care about, it's their pride. And if it's Luka Doncic versus Devin Booker in the finals, I guarantee you they're playing defense. I guarantee you they're hiking the shorts up and they're trying to stop the other. I guarantee you they're trying to win. So one-on-one tournament I think would be great. I also think you could do 3-on-3, same situation where you have like however many All-Stars you have. If you want to do 5 teams, you have 5 captains, draft the rest, and you play a 3-on-3 tournament, and that's it. And you can do the same thing like the NBA Cup. Winners get a certain amount of money, but just the self-pride of, now the question is, would the starters care? Would the All-Star starters really care about that? That's what they should do to fix the All-Star game. A simple, old-school 1-on-1 or 3-on-3 tournament.
So there is no fix for the All-Star game. Like, they're trying to change a format here, and you're going to have the young players playing and the Friday night, and if you win, and then you're involved, and then now there's 4 teams involved in the All-Star game. Yes, Eden.
There's like one fundamental flaw in everything with the All-Star game and fixing it, and that you're trying to make something matter that doesn't matter. There's
nothing matters more than pride. I can promise you that.
No reason for the All-Star game to matter. It's just supposed to be fun. It's just supposed to be like, hey, look at this fun exhibition that they're doing. There's no reason for it to be that important.
Well, they're trying to, just so it doesn't become, I don't even know how to describe it, where it's just sort of making a mockery of the All-Star game.
Yeah, they want the players, like, and this is another argument that you hear all the time, and it's like, you don't have to go that far back to where the structure is the same, but the game mattered, and people watched the game, and people cared about the game. All it took, the All-Star game wasn't like baseball where the winner decided home court advantage. It was just that the players cared. The players just caring at all was enough for people to watch. Once the players said, why do I care if we give up 180 points? all of a sudden then it is a mockery of the All-Star game. All of a sudden then it's 185 to 190, and the last 6-7 minutes are just this like slam dunk competition. That's not even a competition because they don't care about that either. So all it takes, like, you don't have to put these crazy gimmicks on it. It doesn't have to be Hell in the Cell where you surround the court with barbed wire. All it needs is that there's some kind of effort. And it's kind of sad that we got to the point to where there isn't just inherent effort by the players, but if you whittle it down and put the spotlight on them in these 3-on-3 or 1-on-1 tournaments, I guarantee you the effort will be there. That's what I would do in the All-Star game is I would do it at like, I mean, I know they want to sell tickets and stuff, but I mean, you could even do like the first couple rounds at like famous like courts outside, like Rucker Park or wherever. Like, do it there. Make it raw, make it to where it's just that like inherent. Like, no one wants to go out there and just get dominated 1-on-1 or 3-on-3. I mean, they have some kind of competitive pride.
That it's not even basketball. It's just sort of a pickup game that's televised.
Basketball isn't even really basketball. Now the All-Star game is even less basketball.
Yeah. I just don't know if we care if it's fixable. Like a slam dunk contest, I'm not interested. I'll watch the three-point shooting contest. I've been saying for a long time I would have former players with a current player.
Yeah, the three-point contest, again, I would fix it by combining the WNBA, former players, and current players. And I wouldn't separate, I wouldn't change all this other stuff and make it a gimmicky. I would just have Caitlin Clark versus Steph Curry versus Reggie Miller, whatever, like however you want to do it. That's what I would do with the three-point contest.
I'd have Del Curry with Steph Curry. I'd have Steve Kerr with Steph Curry, if you wanted to do that, or Klay Thompson, not his dad, Michael Thompson, but you get Ray Allen shoots threes. That, to me, would be fun. If you want to incorporate the WNBA, that's fun as well, as long as the NBA players are fine with that because they have more to lose if they lose a shooting contest. But you want to put Sabrina out there, Caitlin Clark, it's ratings gold.
Yes.
But, the NBA has to look at, are you developing your stars? The biggest names in the sport are still LeBron, Steph, and KD.
How are you supposed to develop your stars when your stars don't play the games? Like, now these stars are baked into the load management. Don't play on back-to-backs. Pick and choose who you want to play against. Oh, you're pseudo injured. Take 6 weeks off. You can't build stars like that. And it's also hard to build stars when the games don't matter. Like these like clutch moments or highlight worthy moments or moments of greatness. Like, oh man, this imagine Anthony Edwards like clawing back a 25-point deficit. He just starts lighting it up, has a comeback win. 20 years ago, those are the kind of moments that created stars. But now, if that happens, like, if a tree falls in the woods, they might watch it, right? So like, no one's watching the games anyways. The games don't matter. The players don't care. So if Anthony Edwards orchestrates some 25, 30-point comeback in the fourth quarter on a Tuesday night, no one cares. No one's watching.
That's a big issue. Because if I look at the NFL, well, maybe that's not even fair with the NFL. Looking at baseball, your biggest names, Ohtani, Aaron Judge, you're going to put Juan Soto in there, so he's young.
But baseball also, whether they orchestrated it or whether it's just serendipity, but baseball also has got lucky to where all of these stars are in enormous markets. And baseball's in an interesting time because your biggest stars before were on teams that weren't doing anything or teams in boring markets. Who's good now? Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, Braves. Now, you're talking about huge markets, huge media markets, huge baseball markets. When the Yankees are good, when the Dodgers are good, when the Cubs are good, that's good for baseball. Basketball, when the Timberwolves are good and the Nuggets are good, not great, right? Not awesome. When the Milwaukee Bucks are good, not great. They don't really want that. Oh, the Cavaliers are good with Donovan Mitchell. Not ideal. The Pacers are cool. No, they're not. The Sacramento Kings play fast. Get it off my TV. Now, if that's the Knicks or the Clippers, the Lakers, that might be a different story. The Bulls, whatever, but the NBA has a problem with where these stars are and the game.
Younger, you got to have young stars. Anthony Edwards has all the makings of a young star. Wembanyama has all the makings of being a big star.
Yeah, but you're in San Antonio and Minnesota.
But they're not there yet. Steph, KD, LeBron, still there.
It's also unfair. Those are those are like Steph Curry's a top 10 player ever. LeBron is a top 1 player ever. They could have been playing anywhere. They're gonna be huge. Steph literally changed the game. Steph completely changed the way the sport was played.
And I think as you grow your league, you want another generation to grow with those superstars or potential superstars. That, to me, that would be front burner stuff of how do we get these, they have to be part of the everyday vernacular where you're asking about them, you're talking about them. And maybe it's not fair to compare them to Steph, KD, and LeBron. Those are 3 of the top 10, 15 players of all time. And personalities. And I think that's what you're trying to get. You want relevancy. And I think that's part of the NBA's problem with me. It's not really relevant sometimes. They tried to create the NBA Cup, and okay, what? Hey, they're playing for extra money.
Yeah, they're playing for $500,000. Does that really matter to the audience? No. They're already multimillionaires. Why do I care? Why do I care if a guy who's worth $400 million gets an extra $500,000? Cool. I'll see what vacation he went on Instagram.
That doesn't excite me.
Yeah.
Hey, they're really caring about that doesn't excite me. Then we wait till Christmas, but then the NFL just big footage on Christmas. You got bowl games coming up. These are actual bowl games that mean something.
Yeah. Well, great example, Dan. The bowl games. So bowl games have been going on for a couple days now. 5 years ago, I would have watched every single bowl game. I would have bet on every bowl game. This year, I have not watched a single second of a bowl game. I don't plan on betting on the bowl games besides the playoffs. What's the difference? The difference is the other bowls, everyone's opting out. No one's playing. No one cares. Coaches aren't there. Players aren't there. Bowl games, same sport. Playoff bowl games, same sport. Same year, same timeline, same channels, but they mean something. The players are playing hard. The coaches are coaching hard, and everyone's going to watch.
See, this is where there's only so much room, and you got to find your place. You got to find your space on the mantle where you go, wait a minute, where are you going to put us? Now they're playing.
Tulane plays today. Tulane. My college, the college that I am tied to, plays Florida in their bowl game. Why would I watch our best player, our quarterback, transferred, opted out a week and a half ago? He's in Duke. So I don't care about this game. It's not like, all right, cool, Tulane's up against the SEC. Tulane's up against Florida. It's these great players and great year. Let's cap it off. No, the quarterback left before the bowl game was announced.
Bowl games on Friday night.
Is gone.
It's all the way through here into January. So it's pretty tough. Then you got playoff football with the NBA. Then you got March Madness. So you're really trying to carve out your little piece of the pie here. Yes.
It used to be Christmas.
How much of it is stars being developed or stars just happen? There wasn't a big game plan to let's create Michael Jordan. He sort of happened, right? Steph happened.
Yeah, stars happen. You can't defend.
I'm trying to think of
professional wrestling.
Who the league. How do they elevate people into being stars, or are you just waiting for another star to drop in your lap?
Well, Jalen Brunson, it feels like they're trying to make him more of a star with the Knicks. Anthony Edwards, it feels like
should be.
Ja Morant, kind of screwed up his timeline. Zion, what's Zion Williamson?
Yeah.
What is he? Who is he? The fact that you can trade for a guy that we thought, oh my gosh, he's the next Charles Barkley. He's not. So that's the hard part of really Like baseball has Paul Skeens. They've done a great job in being able to showcase him. Now, granted, he has to be great, be different. And I see what you're saying. Like LeBron and KD and Steph are all unique. But who is that next guy? Like Joker is unique. I just don't think he's must-see TV. Even Luka. Like Luka and Jokic, their passing is what I love to watch. They can both score, but they can get 50, and it's not like you.
I mean, as great as Skeens is, it's the same thing. Like Skeens is absolutely must watch. But if Skeens is throwing, I mean, this year was a little different because he's a rookie. But like if Skeens is throwing on a Tuesday at 2 p.m., some random day game on the back end of a doubleheader, like what are the ratings for that game? Absolutely garbage. Not to mention the game won't even be on TV. So
you go, damn, did you see?
Now, if it's Skeens in game one of the divisional series or game one of the NLCS, like, yeah, that's getting some crazy ratings.
You can get 50, and then you can get 50. Yes, Marv.
You don't think Jokic is must-see TV?
No.
Really?
No.
He does. To me, he does.
For me.
Oh, okay.
For me. But I don't think, like, if I'm 22 years of age, 18, 16.
Yeah, I mean, you're not sitting there like, man, Nuggets play Pacers tonight, TNT 7:30. I cannot wait for the game. Like, if it's on, it's on. If you see some highlights, cool. But yeah, you're not sitting there going like, I remember when I was growing up, like Duke, North Carolina. I mean, I was looking forward to that game 5-6 days in advance. Like, oh my God, Tuesday we got Duke, North Carolina. I cannot wait to get home from school. I'm about to rock and roll. Now,
I go, I'm watching Anthony Edwards or John Morant or somebody who does something that you don't normally see. And Joker, as wonderful as he is, I just don't think you go, hey, I've got to tune in to watch him. I usually catch up with what he's doing because there'll be highlights, and I'll go look at the box score, and I'll go, oh, damn, he's the MVP. He's the best player in basketball. Yes, Mark.
But I thought he'd be your cup of tea because he has a real Bill Walton type of game. Where
No. Once again, I'm take me out of the equation.
Okay.
Yes, because I watch the Wizards, so
well,
God,
I do, and the Hornets.
You got an issue.
I do.
If you watch the Wizards and the Hornets, you are a true ball watcher. Pause.
I do. Yes, Paulie.
But the Joker is to be appreciated. He's like going to an art gallery. You appreciate what he does. It may not be pure entertainment. Like the highlights don't play on SportsCenter and play on social media, but his game is to be appreciated.
Yeah, because you'll watch him and he'll make a highlight and it's usually a pass.
This is a disservice to Joker, just because he's kind of a, doesn't look like your average superstar. But I mean, Joker is insane to watch. He's just as much fun to watch as any of the other players.
I mean,
a rebound and a full court baseball pass to somebody who dunks it.
Yes. Now, baseball has gotten to the point where it's a strikeout or home run. And so those are clips.
Yeah, but they tried to do that. That was on purpose. Baseball does not like baseball wants that. They want that.
You don't have to watch a game. You can they'll download you and say, oh, they had 15 strikeouts and this guy hit 3 home runs.
Yeah.
That's baseball. By the way, baseball had a study. I don't know how long the study was, but they realized if you throw really hard, there's a better chance that you'll hurt your arm. I could have saved them some money, just saying. It was like a 60-page document that said if you throw harder, that you have a better chance of hurting your arm. Yes, Paul.
So if you drive faster, you're more likely to get in a car accident. From the same people.
All right. NBA ratings are down. Can I save the sport? I mean, it's easy. Make the games matter. Make the players care. That's it. It's sad that that's the conversation. It is sad that the conversation is the ratings are down because the players don't care. The players don't want to play in the games. I mean, Joel Embiid doesn't play in back-to-backs, doesn't play against the top centers. Like, why? Like, think about that. Like, think about how much fun it was to watch. Damn, we got, whoever, Shaq versus Kevin Garnett tonight. We got, Patrick Ewing taking on Shaq. We got Dennis Rodman versus, But now it's like, yeah, Joel Embiid has chosen not to play against the best centers. He does not want to do that. So okay, sweet. Well, all right, cool. Good luck building rivalries. Good luck building stars when the best players are making $200 million. They don't play, and sweet, cool, like that. Okay, that sounds like a good way to, it's like, yeah, Paul Skeens is chosen. He will not throw against the top 10 offenses in baseball. Okay, well, all right, that'll be fun. Cool. Like, that's what you want. You want to see these guys go up against each other, and they just don't. And so let me know in the comments below what you think. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.